I love nature, I love the outdoors. I love that I work for a company that cares about the same things that I do. I work in the environment team at Bell and I'm excited to build the electric vehicle fleet. You can drive it with only one pedal. How cool is that?
When we think about sport and food, we often only think about nutrition. But it's more than that. It's our way to connect with loved ones after being on the road, or spending countless hours training to be our best. Our way to show someone we care about them, and to care for ourselves. It's more than just food, it's fuel. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proudly supporting Canadian swimmers since 2013.
This past year has been challenging for all Canadians, and swimmers are no exception. As hot weather and outdoor swimming surrounds us and pool facilities reopen across the country, it's time to return to the activity that you love and keep swimming. Not only is swimming a proven safe activity during COVID-19, it provides all Canadians safety in and around water, but also improves mental health, builds confidence, overall fitness, creates lifelong friendships, and fun. It's time to return to swimming and return to the sport you love. Your teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local swim club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
Qu'est-ce qui rend la natation de compétition unique? Elle peut être pratiquée aussi bien en solo qu'en équipe, dès le plus jeune âge et ce, jusqu'à l'âge d'or. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais en vous inscrivant à un club de natation, elle vous permet de créer des amitiés et des souvenirs durables tout en gardant la forme. La natation enseigne la gestion du temps, le travail d'équipe. Elle favorise l'inclusion, fait travailler tout le corps et offre la possibilité de voyager et de participer à des compétitions dans votre province et dans tout le pays. Il est temps de vous joindre à l'un des 400 clubs de natation du Canada. Vos nouveaux coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Renseignez-vous auprès de votre club de natation local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
Master Swimming is a welcoming environment for anyone over the age of 18 looking to retain fitness or improve skills with instruction from a professional coach. Not only is it a proven safe activity during COVID-19, Master Swimming allows adults to enjoy the sport in a social environment with variety, as every workout is different and every skill level is accepted. It engages the whole body, low-impact exercise for people with injuries, arthritis, and other conditions, improves sleep. It's accessible and affordable. It's time to join Master Swimming. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Faites le grand saut. Sortez de la piscine et plongez dans un lac, une rivière ou un océan et profitez des bienfaits de la natation dans une eau plus froide, au grand air et au soleil. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais la natation de distance et d'eau libre permet d'acquérir de l'endurance, d'apprendre des stratégies, des tactiques et des compétences mentales tout en offrant un entraînement complet. Elle offre de nombreux bienfaits pour la santé, notamment une augmentation du niveau d'énergie, un renforcement du système immunitaire, une meilleure circulation, une augmentation du métabolisme et favorise la guérison de blessures et de douleurs articulaires. Il est temps de vous mettre à la natation de distance et d'eau libre. Cette liberté est contagieuse, amusante et conviviale. Vos nouveaux coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Contactez votre club local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
What makes the sport of competitive swimming unique? It can be done both solo and as part of a team, starting from a young age that can carry on through your golden years. Not only is swimming a proven, safe activity during COVID-19, joining a swim club creates lifelong friendships and lasting memories while keeping you healthy and fit. Swimming teaches time management, teamwork, supports inclusiveness, a full-body workout, and an opportunity to travel and compete at swim meets throughout your province and across the country. It's time to join one of 400 swim clubs across the country. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local swim club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Lorsque nous pensons au sport et à la nourriture, nous pensons souvent qu'à la nutrition. Mais c'est plus que cela. C'est notre façon de nous connecter avec nos proches après nos déplacements. De nous entraîner de nombreuses heures pour devenir meilleurs. Notre façon de montrer à une personne que nous nous soucions d'elle et prendre soin de nous. C'est plus que de la simple nourriture. C'est une source d'énergie. Les producteurs de poulet du Canada alimentent fièrement les nageurs canadiens depuis 2013.
La dernière année a été difficile pour toute la population canadienne et les nageurs et nageuses ne font pas exception. Alors que le temps chaud et la baignade en plein air sont au rendez-vous et que les piscines rouvrent leurs portes dans tout le pays, il est temps de revenir à l'activité que vous aimez. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, mais elle permet à toute la population canadienne d'être en sécurité dans l'eau et autour de l'eau. Elle améliore également la santé mentale, la confiance en soi, la forme physique générale et elle permet de tisser des liens pour la vie et d'avoir du plaisir. Il est temps de revenir à la piscine. Vos coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Renseignez-vous auprès de votre club de natation local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
Lorsque nous pensons au sport et à la nourriture, nous pensons souvent qu'à la nutrition. Mais c'est plus que cela. C'est notre façon de nous connecter avec nos proches après nos déplacements. De nous entraîner de nombreuses heures pour devenir meilleurs. Notre façon de montrer à une personne que nous nous soucions d'elle et prendre soin de nous. C'est plus que de la simple nourriture. C'est une source d'énergie. Les producteurs de poulet du Canada alimentent fièrement les nageurs canadiens depuis 2013.
La natation chez les maîtres offre un environnement accueillant pour toute personne âgée de plus de 18 ans qui cherche à se maintenir en forme ou à améliorer ses compétences grâce à l'encadrement d'un entraîneur professionnel. La natation est non seulement une activité sûre du point de vue de la COVID-19, la natation chez les maîtres propose une pratique dans un environnement social et varié, car chaque séance d'entraînement est différente et chaque niveau de compétence est accepté. Cette activité fait travailler l'ensemble du corps. Elle constitue un exercice à faible impact pour les personnes souffrant de blessures, d'arthrite ou d'autres maladies. Elle améliore le sommeil, en plus d'être accessible et abordable. Il est temps de vous joindre aux maîtres. Vos nouveaux coéquipiers, coéquipières et amis vous attendent. Pourquoi pas vous? Contactez votre club local pour connaître tous les détails. Visitez pourquoipas.natation.ca.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
Take the plunge into a pool, lake, river, or ocean and immerse yourself in the benefits of swimming in colder water or even fresh air and sunshine. Not only is swimming a proven safe activity during COVID-19, distance and open water swimming teaches endurance, strategies, tactics, and mental skills while providing a full body workout. The freedom of distance and open water swimming is contagious, fun, and social. It has many health benefits, including increased energy levels, boosted immune system, better circulation, increased metabolism, and helping with injury and joint pain. It's time to start distance and open water swimming, an opportunity to travel the world and compete in all different bodies of water. Your new teammates and friends are waiting. Why not you? Check with your local club for all the details in your area. Visit whynot.swimming.ca.
When we think about sport and food, we often only think about nutrition. But it's more than that. It's our way to connect with loved ones after being on the road, or spending countless hours training to be our best. Our way to show someone we care about them, and to care for ourselves. It's more than just food, it's fuel. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proudly supporting Canadian swimmers since 2013.
nature. I love the outdoors. I love that I work for a company that cares about the same things that I do. I work in the environment team at Bell, and I'm excited to build the electric vehicle fleet. You can drive it with only one pedal. How cool is that?
The 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials is brought to you by... Les essais canadiens de natation Bell 2022 vous sont présentés par Bell for Better and all the ways it gives back to communities and sport across Canada. Mieux pour tous et toutes les façons dont Bell redonne aux communautés et au sport dans tout le Canada. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proud supporter and official protein of Swimming Canada. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers partisans et protéines officielles de Natation Canada. Murtha Pools Canada, proud national sponsor supporting aquatic dreams everywhere. Murtha Pool Canada, fier commanditaire national qui soutient les rêves aquatiques partout dans le monde. Avis, from freestyle in the pool to freedom on the road. Avis, de la nage libre dans la piscine à la liberté sur la route.
And welcome back, everybody. It is day 5 here at the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. I am Jason Pratt. With me again, Sarah Mayo.
Hi.
We had some good swimming again this morning. Why don't we start it off with a couple Canadian records?
We saw Nikki Enns this morning in the 150 IM SM3, who broke the Canadian record by just a little over a second, and then Nick Bennett in the 200 IM SM14.
So some Canadian records already this morning. I think we're up to 13 or 14 maybe so far this week, which has been quite a week for Canadian records. It's been excellent. Our events are going to start off tonight. We have the 200-meter backstroke up again. We're going to see Olympic silver medalist, Canadian record holder, Kylie Moss. She's been under the standard. She's already qualified for the team. But how about the race for second place?
It should be pretty interesting. We have Taylor Rock, who was pretty close this morning, and we also have Marie-Sophie Harvey. They both already swam under the FINAE standard before, but they haven't this morning. Kylie was the only one this morning, so it should be interesting to see the race between these three.
Kylie Moss, she's been dominant all week long. We expect her to be the same here tonight in the 200-meter backstroke, but it should be an excellent race for second place and an excellent opportunity for somebody to qualify for a second swim in that event. Men's 200-meter backstroke, a little bit different kettle of fish there. The standard that any of these men would have to get down to would be much quicker than any of them have ever gone before. But there is an opportunity for somebody who wins, to maybe go underneath that secondary standard. But the field tonight, it should be pretty close.
Yeah, it should be. Top 3 were all within like 4/10 of a second. So a very, very tight race. Then 4 and everybody else in fourth and after, they were a little behind the guys, but it should be very exciting to see the top 3.
At 400 IM, that's up next. Again, we've talked about that event. It is really the event that crowns the best all-around swimmer in the pool, and somebody who's been on fire all week long. She is currently the number 1 ranked swimmer in the world in that event, world junior record holder, Summer McIntosh.
Yeah, I think it should be the Summer McIntosh show again tonight.
But how about that? Not only is Summer a youngster in the field, but you were telling me that how many of the finalists are actually of junior age?
So 5 out of 8 are juniors, so they're really pushing. I think the seniors should, they better watch their back, and the juniors are there to get them.
And a few juniors in that men's final as well, and somebody to watch in the middle of the pool, Colin Gagne. He's been within about a second of that FINA A standard. He wasn't there this morning. He was 4:23, but he should be able to challenge for it, and he should be challenged by some other youngsters in the field as well.
Yeah, we have Lauren Wigginton, who we saw already in a couple finals this week. He had a huge 5-second drop this morning from his previous best time, and he was really close to what Colin Gagne swam this morning, so it should be another good one.
Well, come back to us here in just a few minutes as we get ready for Day 5 finals here at the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. Plenty of action to come at the Saanich Commonwealth Place Pool.
It is appropriate that we begin this evening by acknowledging that the District of Saanich lies within the territories of the Lekwungen peoples, represented by the Songhees and the Esquimalt nations, and the Saanich peoples, represented by the Sartlet, Palkachin, Sayot, Saikom, and Malahat nations.
Il convient de commencer par reconnaître que le district de Saanich est situé sur les territoires des peuples Lekwungen, représentés par les nations Songhees et Esquimalt, et ceux des peuples Wei-Saanich, représentés par les nations Sartlet, Palkachin, Sayot, Saikom et Malahat.
The greatest Canadian swimmers, coaches, and builders of all time are recognized for their outstanding accomplishments and contributions to the sport of swimming through Swimming Canada's Circle of Excellence. Tonight, we are recognizing one of the most successful careers by a Canadian Paralympian.
Les meilleurs nageurs, entraîneurs et bâtisseurs canadiens sont reconnus pour leur accomplissement et leur contribution extraordinaire au sport de la natation avec le Cercle d'Excellence de Natation Canada. Ce soir, nous allons souligner l'un des Paralympiens canadiens ayant connu le plus de succès.
Walter Wu competed in the S13 class and represented Canada at 4 consecutive Paralympics through 1992, 96 in Atlanta, 2000 in Sydney, and 2004 in Athens. He won a total of 14 medals at the Paralympics before retiring from swimming in 2004. His medal total includes 8 gold medals, 5 of them at the 1996 Games in Atlanta. Throughout his career, Walter represented the Richmond Aquanauts, Richmond Rapids, Canadian Dolphins Club, Vancouver Canadians, UBC Thunderbirds, UBC Dolphins, and the Pacific Dolphins. He was coached by May Beattie, Tony Ford, Tom Johnson, Chris Gibbons, Dean Hensey, and Craig McCord. And with us now to say a few words about Walter is his longtime coach, Craig McCord.
Good evening, everybody. It's a great honor to be here to speak to you tonight about my former swimmer and friend, Walter Wu, on the occasion of his induction into the Swimming Canada Circle of Excellence. So it may sound like a bit of the beginning of a joke, but so a guy walks onto your pool deck and says, "Hey, I want to swim with you." He introduces himself. He says, "I hear you got a pretty good group of swimmers. I'd like to be part of your top training group. Oh, by the way, I'm visually impaired." So in that moment, I had to make a decision about whether or not I was going to have this athlete swim with me, and I said yes. And our journey over the next 5 years to 2 Paralympic Games was filled with highs and lows, but in the end, we had a pretty amazing trip along the way. As I said, we worked together as coach-swimmer tandem for 2 Paralympic Games, and during that time, Walter set world records, won Paralympic championships, was a leader in our club, the Richmond Rapids, to all members, volunteers, and swimmers. And while I coached him in the final years, there were a great many coaches, as Chris mentioned, that contributed to Walter being the elite athlete that he was. Recently, I was asked by a colleague, what was it that made Walter the swimmer that he was? And I said to my colleague, it was his level of professionalism, his passion about swimming fast that made him who he was. It was the value system that he had through his family. Denise and Santos, his mom and dad, and his sister Donna, who supported him all the way through his career. He was old school, he knew how to train, he had the willingness to do whatever was needed to be done in order to be in the best in the world. And it was a pleasure to work with Walter through his journey of excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. And now to present Walter with his Circle of Excellence plaque, please welcome Swimming Canada Marketing Director, Alan Rayful. And ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome to the microphone the newest member of Swimming Canada's Circle of Excellence, Walter Wu.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, also an ex-teammate of mine. Just want to say thank you to Swimming Canada for this prestigious honor. When I got the call almost 20 years after I finished swimming. It was a pretty fantastic moment to hear and getting this recognition. Thank you very much. To all the swimmers who made it to the trials and whoever's made it to the national teams, congratulations to all of you as well. As Craig was saying, Craig was my finals coach, and he had a my longest memories of my Luxembourg snow was Craig, but I also had other coaches in the past. But your coach is also really important to your career, and family is also really important to your career. And I just want to say, like, my sister here, Donna, and to be inducted at this pool is pretty cool because she was actually at the 1994 Commonwealth Games, so it's kind of like a full circle. And all my ex-teammates, too many lists, but they're all there to support me to get to this level. And Craig mentioned them already once, but Mom and Dad, Denise and Santos Wu, they woke up in the morning practices, they drove to the afternoon practices, they drove to all the meets, they sacrificed anything, and honestly, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be where I am standing right now. I miss them a lot. I really wish they could be here, and I know they're happy for me, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Wu.
Now I'd like to introduce our officials for tonight's session. Passons maintenant à l'introduction de nos arbitres et nos juges de départ pour la section accessoire. Your referee for the women's events, le juge arbitre pour les épreuves féminines, Peter Burke. The starter for the women's events, juge de départ pour les épreuves féminines, Bill Morrison. The referee for men's events, juge arbitre pour les épreuves masculines, Diane McKenzie. Starter for the men's events, juge de départ les épreuves masculines, Ron Riley. The juge arbitre pour para. The referee for the para events, Sandra Rousseau. Et le juge de départ pour les épreuves para, the starter for the para events, Gary Thronberg. We now direct your attention, please, to the awards podium area to join Marlo Caracas in tonight's singing of our national anthem. Thank you to Marlo Caracas for tonight's national anthem.
And welcome back, everybody, here at Day 5 at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. I'm Jason Pratt, with me again, Sarah Mayo. And it is going to be another fantastic night of racing. We have the 200-meter backstroke, the 400-meter individual medley, the 150 individual medley for our para-swimmers, as well as the 200-meter individual medley for the para-swimmers. A great night of racing with all sorts of teams on the line. We have selection for the World Championships, Commonwealth Games, Junior Pan Pacifics, the Para Worlds, as well as para-swimmers on the Commonwealth Games team. Well, Sarah, our first event up is the women's 200-meter backstroke, and we're going to have 3 heats tonight. This first heat is our B final. We've had all sorts of good racings. We had a couple Canadian records this morning. We'll see those swimmers coming up again later tonight towards the end of the program, where they have an opportunity to break their records again. As we get underway with our first race, event number 43, women's 200-meter backstroke, heat 1. This is the B final. And off we go in this one. Ayla Janvier, from Pointe Claire in lane number 4 is the top seed in the B final. She was 2:16.13 this morning. Beside her in lane number 5, Brooklyn Dothright at 2:16.88. The top 2 here. As we go through the first 50 meters, it is lane number 4, Janvier out in 31.81. Megan Wheeler from Nepean, Canada is second, swimming in lane number 3. Janvier at 2:16. She does have a bit of room to go. She's got an entry time of 2:13.86. Dothright's been down to 2:10 before. A little bit off of that this morning in the prelims at 2:16.88. Janvier now in lane number 4, making her move into the 100 wall this morning. She was at 105.76, turning at 105.80, right on where she was. 33.9 on that second 50. Wheeler is sitting in second in lane number 3. Third is Natasha Faust up in lane number 2. And Janvier out a little bit smoother, back a little bit better on that second 50. We'll see if she can pace down under 34 on this 50. She comes to the last wall. Janvier in lane number 4. She's turning here at 140.26, 34.4 on that 50. She's still about 0.7 of a second better than this morning. And we'll look to see if she can improve upon that 2:16 she did this morning. She'd get pretty close to that seed time if she can hold on to this pace. She needs a 33.6 or better on this last 50 to get down to 2:13.86. She does have a body length on Wheeler, swimming in lane number 3, close in 5 and 6 with Dothright and Molson. It's going to be Janvier in lane number 4, winning the B final, 2:14.97. Good drop by Janvier in lane number 4, taking the B. A couple seconds better, or a little bit over a second better than this morning in prelims. But now we have the A final coming up, don't we? And we've got Kylie Moss, top seed in lane number 4, Canadian record holder, Olympic silver medalist. Get to see her shortly. So here they come. Who do we got there tonight, Sarah?
So we have have in the middle of the pool, we're going to have Kylie Mass, Taylor Rock, Rosie Zavaros, and Mary-Sophie Harvey, who had all been swimming pretty good so far this week. And we have a couple juniors as well. We have Ashley McMillan, Katie Schroeder, and Reagan Rathwell, who were able to get into the A final.
And we've seen McMillan in a few A finals tonight. That was just Ingrid Wilm, swimming for the Cascade Swim Club. She was a standout with the LA Current in the ISL this fall. Mary-Sophie Harvey, who we were talking about, she's right there on your screen from Camo. Her team, the Energy Standard, won the league this year. And there's Zavro. She dropped a couple seconds off her entry time, didn't she, this morning to get down to 2:12.4. Taylor Ruck, she's made the team in the 100-meter backstroke, and the Canadian record holder, Olympic silver medalist Kylie Moss, in the red cap in the middle of the pool. Here we go now, start of the A final in the women's 200-meter backstroke. And let's watch that underwater and see what we get out of them there in the middle of the pool. Looking strong, isn't it? Kylie Moss in 4.
She's been doing pretty amazing this week. She had a fantastic 50 and 100 bags. She had a personal best in the 50 fly. So I think she's going to be really fast tonight again.
Yeah, she was a Canadian record in the 50-meter backstroke, just a few tenths off her best in the 100. We'll see what she is out on the way on this 50. And it's Moss 30.01. It's a pretty strong outing. She's already this year put up the 4th fastest time in the world just a month ago, 2:08.48. This morning she was 2:10.70. And Ruck sitting second in lane number 5, 30.3. You can see them. They've dropped off the pace here. Moss out quick with a high tempo through the first 50. Much more relaxed now. And here comes lane number 5, Taylor Ruck. And Ruck, she has all sorts of experience in this event. She's the number 3 Canadian all time. She's been 2:06. She's out in front at 1:02.87. It's Moss sitting second, 1:03.11. Third is McMillan down at the bottom of your screen, 1:04.1. And it's Ruck with the lead. And Ruck about a second and a half faster than this morning. But Moss now answering back on this third 50 as she accelerates to that 150-meter wall. It's Kylie Moss in lane number 4 with the advantage. Returning at 1:35.24, a half a second up. A great third 50 at 32.1. A couple seconds better than she was this morning at that 3/4 mark, and she is gathering steam here to charge towards that last 25. Kylie Moss out ahead of Taylor Ruck, and it's anybody's race for that bronze medal. And we can see at the bottom of the screen, Ingrid Wilm has moved into third, but this one is all Kylie Moss in lane number 4. Moss at the touch, 2:07.66. Moving up, well, actually not moving up, staying in 4th in the world, but improving on her time this year. Second is Taylor Ruck at 2:09.63, and grabbing the bronze with a great finish in lane number 7. Ingrid Wilm, 2:11.61. That is a personal best for Wilm, winning the bronze medal. Well, 2 swimmers underneath that FINA A standard, so it looks like Moss and Ruck will be able to swim that event at the World Championships later on in June. Coming up next will be our junior final. And they're going to have to get down to the time that was put up by the top junior in that A final, 2:13.66. That was Katie Schroeder was 2:13.63 from the Langley Olympian. So she's the top junior so far here tonight as we get ready for this junior final. top-seeded junior is going to be Jordan Grieber from the Grand Prairie Piranhas. He was 2:17.21 this morning in prelims.
That was a personal best for her this morning, and she's going to have to drop 2 seconds if she wants to get on the podium tonight. So it's going to be quite a challenge.
It sure will. Well, she did manage to drop, as you said, 4 tenths.
Keep pushing through towards the end of the meet, so I'm really pleased with that right now. It's good to see where I'm at and be able to work off of that now moving forward into the rest of the summer.
So you came into the meet ranked 4th in the world in the 200 backstroke. You dropped your time by about 8 tenths here tonight. Still ranked 4th in the world coming out of trials, but is the time where you want to be at this point in the season?
Yes and no. I think I always want to be faster, but this is where I'm at right now, and I need to just get back to training and keep working hard to accomplish what I want for the summer.
And great to have both yourself and Taylor under that FINA A-Standard, so we'll have 2 entries in the 200 back overall this summer.
Yeah, so awesome. It's been so incredible to be able to race with Tay and train with Tay over the last couple of years, and I couldn't be more excited to take on the summer with her again.
Well, congratulations, Kylie Moss, winner today in the 200 back.
Thank you.
There we go. We didn't mean to interrupt our national champion, Kylie Moss. Speaking about her race there in the 200-meter backstroke as she prepares for the World Championships and Commonwealth Games later on this summer. But we were talking about Jordan Grieber, the top seed, who went a best time this morning at 2:17.21 in the 200-meter backstroke. Top seed in the junior final. But as you mentioned, Sarah, she'll have to drop a couple seconds from that to get onto the podium as a junior, as we did have 3 of them in that A final. And is Grieber from Grand Prairie, swimming in lane number 4, 2:17.21. Second is Manning, Brooke Manning, in lane number 5 from the Granite Gator. She was a 2:18.40. She was right on her personal best. So we'll look to see what kind of strategy these young ladies take as they race down here through the first 50 meters of our junior final. It does look like it's Grieber in lane number 4 this morning. She was a 31.97 on her first 50. Out just a little bit quicker than that is Grieber in 31.71 second. In lane number 7, Victoria Raymond, 32.27. Raymond, again, a couple tenths faster, just like Grieber, as they settle into their pace here on the second 50. Looks like it's still anyone's race, though, Sarah, isn't it? Across the board, all of these swimmers swimming stroke for stroke into the wall.
It is, and they all had similar times this morning, so we could have quite a surprise tonight.
And it's going to end up being who's got most left on the back half of the race as we turn around onto the second half of this one. Grieber, 106.5. She's swimming about 2 or 3 tenths faster on pace than she did this morning. 34.8 on that 50. That is splitting about the same.
She seems to be picking at her stroke rate a little bit, though, so she could be coming back faster than she did this morning.
Well, let's see if we can get a 34 split out of her on this third 50 as she comes to that wall. So we want to see her under 141. 141.0, but still 34.5. That is a good third 50 for her, 7 tenths of a second better than she was in the prelims, and I bet she's seeing the board now and getting a little bit of motivation to get down to that 2:15 and get herself on the podium.
Okay, you can really see she's really giving it everything she's got in the last couple meters of the pool.
And she just has 10 meters left to go. Manning is sitting in second and 5. It looks like Leslie is third and 6, but it's going to be Grieber in 4, hitting the wall, 2:15.58. Another good drop for Jordan Grieber from the Grand Prairie Piranhas. She came in with a 2:17.67 seed time, down by 2 full seconds to 2:15.58. Second in our junior final, Brooke Manning in lane number 5. And it looks like we've got a disqualification in lane number 6, so third looks to be Helen and Seva swimming in lane number 8. So more good racing from our junior girls in the 200-meter backstroke as we move on to event number 44 now. This is the men's 200-meter backstroke, and our first heat is going to be the B final. And off we go with this one, and you'll see Evangelos Makarginias in lane number 4. He's the top seed. He's swimming on attach. He represents Greece internationally, and that's why he's been relegated to the B final. He did swim fast enough to get into the A this morning at 2:01.74. He's got a seed time of 1:58.71, so he is the fastest 200-meter backstroker here at the Canadian Swimming Championships. And he's out in front 27.66 on his first 50, nearly a full second better than this morning. Second is Jacob Rambo swimming in lane number 2. And Rambo this morning was a 2:09.60. He was almost 8 seconds back of Makarginias in 4. And Makarginias at 2:01.74 this morning. Very smooth on the water, isn't he, as he comes into that turn. Makarginias 57.55, 29.8 on that second 50.
Yeah, we know he's going all out, but he looks like so relaxed. He basically looks like he's just doing a nice little swim in the water, but he's really going fast, really, really fast.
And the indicator of a strong technical swimmer, not a lot of bobbing, not a lot of moving side to side. His head is steady. His shoulders are up and out of the water. And let's see what he does here on this third 50, 1:28.0, 30.4. If he can hold this on his last 50, he might even get down to 1:58.71, which is his seed time. The FINA A standard, and I'm not sure what the Greeks are using for their standards to the World Championships, but that is a 1:58.07. He's got to be 30.0 on this last 50, and he's trying to pick up steam, but still looking very smooth with 5 meters left to go now at the flags. It's going to be Makarginias at the wall, 1:58.16. Just 9/100ths of a second over that FINA A standard, but it's a new lifetime best, winning the B final for Evangelos Makarginias, a Greek national, here at the Canadian Swimming Trials. Now looks like he's happy with that swim, Sarah, and who wouldn't be? A lifetime best time.
Oh yeah, and he looked absolutely fantastic. He was racing his own race, so having such a fast time without anyone to challenge him in the next lane is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he did have to do that one all himself. He was 10 seconds ahead of the field in the B final. So a good job by Evangelos Makarginias and his team of coaches, getting down in a new lifetime best of 1:58.1.
Direct your attention now to the awards podium area with the presentation of the awards in the women's 200 backstroke.
C'est donc maintenant la remise de médaille du 212 féminin.
Bronze medalist,
La médaille de bronze.
from the Cascades Swim Club, Ingrid Wilm. Silver medalist,
La médaille d'argent.
Scarborough Swim Club, Taylor Ruck. Gold medalist,
La médaille d'or.
national champion from the Toronto Swim Club, Kylie Moss. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations à nos médaillés.
And congratulations to Kylie Moss and Taylor Ruck. finishing the top 2 and under the FINA A standard qualified for selection for the World Championships this June in Budapest. We will now present the awards for the junior 200 backstroke.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de la médaille du 200 groupe féminin junior.
Bronze medalist,
La médaille de bronze.
Greater Ottawa Kingfish, Ashley McMillan. Silver medalist,
La médaille d'argent.
Greater Ottawa Kingfish, Raymond Rathwell. And your gold medalist,
Et votre médaille d'or.
National Junior Champion from the Langley and Abbotsford Olympians, Katie Schroeder. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations aux médaillés.
J'adore la nature, j'adore le plein air. Je suis contente de travailler pour une compagnie qui partage les mêmes valeurs que moi. Je travaille dans l'équipe environnement chez Bell et je suis fière d'avoir contribué au développement de la flotte de véhicules électriques. La première fois que j'ai vu le véhicule électrique, j'ai trouvé qu'elle était mignonne et j'avais hâte de la conduire.
And welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, we had Greek national swimmer Evangelos Makrogiannis put up the 13th fastest time in the world in the 200-meter backstroke, time of 1:58.16. He was just a few 100ths of a second over that FINA A cut. Now we're getting ready for the men's 200-meter backstroke. So a number of junior swimmers in here, half the field. Sarah?
We have 3, and I think it's worth noting that Benjamin Lowen is going to swim the 400 IM tonight as well, so he's got a pretty packed night.
That's a heavy double, the 200-meter backstroke and the 400-meter individual medley. Now, none of these swimmers in the final have been down at that FINA A standard of 1:58.07 before.
And the closest one would be Richie Stokes. No, actually, it would be Blake Tierney, who was a 1:59.49 in 2021. But it's still like a good second and a half over that FINA A time.
And Richie Stokes was right behind him at 1:59.52. And there's Stokes right there on your screen, representing University of Calgary Swim Club. He was third at the Olympic trials in this event. Turney was second. Let's see what we can get out of them here tonight. FINA A standard at 1:58.07. Secondary standard for swimmers who win the event, but not guaranteed selections, time of 1:59.25. Men's 200-meter backstroke. And off we go, Sarah, knowing that they're going to have to drop a second and a half or almost 2 seconds from their best time to get down there. What are we looking to see at the start of this race?
This morning, Richie was 28.78, so he's going to have to be faster than that. And actually, he had a pretty good pace during the race. He was managing his energy well, but he's going to have to go really faster than that tonight if he wants to get that standard.
Well, as Blake Turney, he was second place in the 100-meter backstroke. He just missed making the team under that secondary standard. He's out in 28.03. It's almost exactly to the 100th what he was out in at the Olympic trials when he won his best time of 1:59.4. And at that event, both Turney and Stokes swam almost stroke for stroke in terms of splitting and time, just separated by 3 100s, but is Turney with the advantage here at 58.18 again, right on exactly where he was last summer.
And a second and a half faster than he was this morning.
So he's on pace to be much better than he was this morning, but he is going to have to stay ahead of Stokes, and he's going to have a better back end than he did in June at the Olympic trials if he wants to get down to that secondary standard. We need to see him down at 128 mid, 128 low at this wall, and he's 128.4, so that's a better third 50, 30.2, and a better third 50 for Stokes as well. Both of these two swimmers are now racing for the wall, because whoever gets there first, even if they don't go that FINA A cut, at least they've got a shot of that secondary cut. And look at Stokes in lane number 4, poured on here on this last 25. Now they are going head to head again, just like the Olympic trials, and it's advantage Stokes in 4. And he did 1:58.79. Richie Stokes, a new lifetime best time. Hand on the wall first, not quite that FINA A, but he's underneath the secondary standard. Blake Turney second in lane number 5, and Hugh McNeil in lane number 3 from the UBC Dolphins grabs bronze at 2:01.69. Stokes is happy with that one, and well, he should be. Personal best by 0.8 of a second. Richie Stokes, University of Calgary Swim Club. And what a last 50 by Stokes. To come from as far back as he was, Blake Turney, a great job. He was a half second back on that last wall. Great job to come back the way he did on the end.
If we look back at that race, I'm pretty sure we can see the exact moment where the boys start seeing each other. They really pick up the stroke rate, and they finish really strong.
That was a very exciting finish. You love to see that in these races where the two of them are in the, well, I won't interrupt again for this post-race interview.
First time onto a senior Canadian international team.
Oh yeah, that was good. I'm really happy about that. I think it was a little unexpected, not sure how this morning felt, but I couldn't be happier with that swim.
Coming home in a 29.8 on the last 50, is that your strategy, just to like hammer it on that fourth one?
Yeah, I mean, I know like this field is super talented, and there's a bunch of really young guys, you know. I'm lucky enough to get to train with Aidan Norman a bunch of times, so it's really awesome to know how everyone's going to prepare for the race. And I know I'm not the fastest guy in the field, but I know I'm as fit as they can be, so I knew as long as I was in the right spot, everyone was very able to know.
Were you targeting that secondary selection standard, or was it more about just getting the win here tonight?
I mean, obviously, it's always really nice to hit the secondary standard. I was hoping to be close to the FINA A, but, you know, had another chance to swim it, so that's all I'm really working for now.
Well, congratulations. Big swim here tonight for Richie Stokes.
Thank you.
And all smiles, Richie Stokes, and absolutely he should be. 1:58.79, an opportunity to swim at the World Championships, and a great effort from the 22-year-old out of the University of Calgary Swim Club. And next up is the junior final, and we did see Aidan Norman down at 2:02. He was 4th place and the fastest junior so far here this weekend. Aidan Norman, teammate of Richie Stokes at the University of Calgary. So they're going to need to drop a few seconds down to get to where Norman and the other juniors were. Top seed in lane number 4 is Alex Boutin, swimming unattached. He was at 2:06.95.
That's a pretty solid drop if he wants to get to the top of the podium. And every single swimmer in this final swam a personal best this morning. So let's see if they can swim a second best in one day.
And you don't see that too often. The entire field here all going best times this morning. It is Marcus Mack out in front. This morning it was a 2:07.81, which was a little over a 2-second drop from his entry time at 2:10.0. It's Mack in lane number 5, still with the lead as they come to that 100 wall. You can see him there in the bright red suit. Coming to lane number 5, Mack turning around in 1:01.23. He's a half-second better than he was this morning. Right there with him is Bhutan in 4. He's 2/10 back in 1:01.46. And Bhutan, that is nearly a full second faster than he was this morning. He had a great back half to his race in the prelims. And it looks like he's trying that exact same tactic here tonight.
If it worked once, why not twice?
Absolutely. If it ain't broke, why fix it? And there he's going into that last wall as Bhutan with a slight advantage over Mack. It's not much. It's 2/10 of a second as he's gone ahead of Mack. 1:33.40, 1:33.68. Bhutan out splitting Mack by a half second on that last 50. We'll see what kind of finish we can get out of Mack in 5. See if he can pull a Richie Stokes on this final, but it looks like Bhutan still has the momentum in 4. Mack not giving up in 5, 10 meters left to go. And I think it's going to be Alex Bhutan in lane number 4. At the touch it is, 2:05.07. Second is Marcus Mack in lane number 5. And third goes to lane number 3, Thomas Caruso.
A couple more strokes and Marcus Mack would have been first. He was really going for it in that last 50. He really, Bhutan was way ahead at the wall, and he was really able to catch up.
Some more great finishes on this backstroke, and I don't know if it is, Sarah, maybe it's the fact that they can see the clock coming onto the last 50, give them a little bit of boost of adrenaline and extra motivation to get to the wall when they see that they're swimming well.
Absolutely. I remember I always love whenever I could see the clock, and especially when it's already going well, you get all excited, and it always gives you a great finish.
Well, moving from the 200-meter backstroke event now to the 400-meter individual medley. By far and away one of the most challenging events in the sport of swimming. It's event number 45, the women's 400 AM. This is heat number 1, our B final. Off they go. In this one, top seed in the B, swimming for the Regina Optimus Dolphins, the UBC Thunderbirds in lane number 4, Emma Spence. She was 4:54.17. And we talk about this one being one of the most challenging events in the sport, and it's a combination of all 4 of our swimming strokes. It takes a bit of a distance background, being able to race 400 meters, plus all of the strategic and tactical necessities of a race like this. It makes it very difficult. And it's also, Sarah, very painful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The first 100 with the 100 fly is already quite a challenging race. And then you still have 300 meters to go.
And so they're getting through this fly pretty good. Alison McCloy in lane number 3. She was 4:55.65 this morning, just a little bit off of her best. Emma Spence, the top seed beside her in 4. She did drop 5 seconds from her entry time. It's McCloy out in front, 1:06.23, exactly where she was this morning. Spence, who was second in 1:07.0. Well, she's 2 seconds faster than she was this morning in the prelims on that fly spit alone. Maybe throwing a bit of caution to the wind on that one. But Sarah, as you said, the fly is certainly a challenging part of this individual medley.
Pretty sure they're happy they're done with that part of the race. Now they're catching their breath a little in backstroke, but still going really hard.
And it looks like lane 5, Megan Wheeler has now got the lead at 1:45.0. Lane 6, Brenson from the U of A. She didn't have the greatest start. You saw her. She's a little bit slow off the blocks, but she is up now with the race leaders at 1:45.0 as well. Some great backstroke out of Wheeler and Brenson in 5 and 6. Spence in lane number 4, so it's 4, 5, and 6 all up at the front as they come to the halfway point. Brenson in lane number 6. She's got a C time of 4:56.30. She was 4:59.1 in the prelim. She touches the halfway point first at 2:21.3. A little bit less than a second faster than she was this morning. Wheeler is sitting in second and 5, followed by Emma Spence in lane number 4. Spence, look at this long breaststroke of hers. It's taken her about 4 strokes, and now she is in the lead.
I think in a 400 IM event, the breaststroke is where they make it or break it. Because all girls, they can have good butterfly, good backstroke, but then if they can get ahead in breaststroke, it's going to be really hard to catch up in the freestyle after.
And Spence doing a good job. Look at this, 40.0. Outsplitting everybody by more than a second and a half on that first 50 meters of breaststroke. And she is 2 full seconds up on the field. As we've only have 25 meters of breaststroke left to go for your race leader, Emma Spence from UBC Thunderbirds and the Regina Optimist Dolphins. This morning she was 3:45.1. She came home in a 1:07.0 this morning on the freestyle. So we'll look to see where she is here at the 3/4 mark. 3:42, more than 2 seconds better. She might actually crack 4:50 on this one, which would be a phenomenal swim. That'll be nearly a 10-second drop here in the B final for Emma Spence. We're going to want to see 4:16, 4:17 low, 4:17.5, 34.5, not too bad. It's still within striking distance, but she's got to go 32 mid on this last 50. It might just be a bridge too far here in the end to see if she can do that. Moving up is Wheeler in lane number 5. Lots of energy going on at the end of the freestyle there. Spence in lane number 4, clearly out in front with just 15 meters left to go. And it's going to be Emma Spence, Regina Optimist Dolphins and UBC Thunderbirds. A new best time for her, 4:50.90, just missing getting under that 4:50 mark, but a great swim by her. 9-second drop on her personal best on the day in the 400 IM.
And you see, Megan Wheeler did a really good job of catching up with her in the last 100, but Emma Spence was so far ahead in the breaststroke, so it was just too much.
You'd gain too much ground for the field to catch up, but some good swims by the entire field there in the B final of the women's 400-meter individual medley. Coming up next will be award presentations for our men's 200-meter backstroke. And we're going to get to see Richie Stokes, brand new national team member, going to be making his way to the World Championships.
Now direct your attention to the awards podium area to present the awards for the men's 200 backstroke.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de médaille du 200 dos masculin.
Bronze medalist, la médaille de bronze, UBC Thunderbirds, Hugh McNeil. Silver medalist, la médaille d'argent, Saskatoon Dolphins, Blake Tierney. Gold medalist, la médaille d'or, national champion, University of Calgary, Richie Stokes. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations à nos médaillés.
We'll now present the awards for the junior 200 backstroke.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de médaille du 200 de West Junior. La médaille de bronze.
Bronze medalist.
Du Club Aquatique Montréal, Louis Courville-Fortin.
Silver medalist.
La médaille d'argent.
From Crest Swimming, Benjamin Lowen. Gold medalist.
Et la médaille d'or.
National Junior Champion, the University of Calgary, Hayden Norman. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations à nos médaillés.
Well, here we go, Sarah. This is another one we've been waiting for. Going to get to see the world's #1 swimmer in this event and the world's junior record holder, Summer McIntosh.
She's been having such a great meet so far, and she was so far ahead of everybody else this morning. She was almost 10 seconds over her personal best, but still so far ahead.
And should be no problem for her going underneath that standard. Well, she already did it this morning. It's 4:43.06. Tessa Chepela in lane number 5 from Markham. Now, she's no slouch either. She is also the world champion short course in the 400 IM, and she's a teammate of Summers on the Toronto Titans. They competed together in this event at the ISL earlier this fall. And Chepela was a 4:43.91, just 85 100ths over that standard.
She has been under it though. Her personal best from 2021 was 4:37.26. So we know she can go a little faster than she went this morning.
And we'll look to see these ladies all go much faster than they did this morning. McIntosh swimming within herself at 4:38.89, but still 5 seconds ahead of Chepela in 5. Final now in the women's 400-meter individual medley. And off we go. Good start in 3. Bailey Anderson, who's a part of Canada's team in Tokyo. And she's out in lane number 3, but moving up. But look at this, no, waiting for nothing. Summer McIntosh is going here on that first 50 meters of butterfly. 28.8 this morning on her first 50. 28.5, she's right on her pace. When she went that 4:29 just a month ago, wasn't that long ago that she did that swim. World's #1 time in the 400-meter individual medley. And it's the world's #1 by quite a margin. She's 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the world so far this year in that event.
She's looking so effortless.
Yeah, much the same way she did in the 200-meter butterfly. She's got a heck of an event schedule here. 1:00.88. Great swim there. And she's a classic 400 IM swimmer. Her backstroke and her breaststroke, her splitting is very even. Her butterfly and her freestyle, it's about the same time, within a tenth or two. Love to see the way that this young lady puts the race together. And we'll see what we get out of her on this first 50 meters. of backstroke. Let's see if she can get down to 135 mid at this turn. Actually a little bit ahead of that, 135.6. It's a solid first 50 at 34.7 on the backstroke. He is exactly where she was a month ago, so we'll see what kind of back end, if the result of the 5 days of racing so far has taken any toll on her. It's been an awful lot of racing.
It definitely has, but she's looking very good, so I don't think there's any limit to what she can do.
Well, let's see if she can get down to 210 or better here at the halfway point. 2 body lengths on the field as she turns at 210.30, a dead even split, 34.7, 34.7. I love to see that on the backstroke. As she turns onto the breaststroke, she's got almost 4 seconds on Mabel Zavaros, who has been a near miss here in a few different swims, but we'll see what she can get out of herself in the 400 IM. Third right now, it is Ella Jensen from the Etobicoke Swim Club, one of the top juniors we've seen this weekend. And so McIntosh way ahead of where she was this morning as she turns at the 250 at 250.6. Now breaststroke split is a little bit off from where she was when she went that 429. Looking great though in 4. Moving up is Chepela in lane number 5. She's a 255.3 at that wall. That's 3 seconds better than she was this morning. So I have no doubt that she'll go underneath that standard. What's going to be the deciding factor though is how strong Jansen, a fantastic distance freestyler, how strong she is on that last 100 meter freestyle. McIntosh now coming to the end of the breaststroke at 331.92. She's a little bit over where she was. Breaststroke not quite where it was a little while ago. A solid breaststroke leg though from Chepela, 40.0 on that last 50. She turns at 335. And Chepela is looking great for Markham in lane number 5 as they get the freestyle underway. And McIntosh now coming to the last wall at 4:04.1. Look like we're going to get a 4:34 out of her, maybe 4:35. Chepela 4:07 at the 350 meter mark. She should be just under 4:40, which would be a solid swim. Jansen is coming strong in lane number 6, but I don't think there's enough room for her to get up to Chepela, and certainly nobody's going to get up to McIntosh in lane number 4. McIntosh 4:38.89 this morning, winning tonight 4:34.86. Second goes to Tess Chepela in a 4:39.49 in lane number 5, also underneath that qualifying standard. Ella Jansen underneath the cut, picking up the bronze in 4:41.43 in lane 6. And we should mention Mabel Zavaros in lane number 2, 4:41.52 for 4th, also underneath that FINA A qualifying standard. And a good race for McIntosh. That 400 IM sure does take a lot out of you. She's just catching her breath there, as is the rest of the field. A great week of racing for Summer McIntosh here. So McIntosh first, 4:34.86. Chepela second, 4:39.49. Both swimmers under that FINA A qualifying standard and able to swim that at the World Championships coming up in Budapest later on this summer. And your race winner now, Summer McIntosh.
The Bell Canadian Swimming Trials, this time in the 400 individual medley, a 4:34.86. A little off of where you might have wanted to be with your performance last month, but a win and on to the World Championship team in this event.
Yeah, I can't say I'm happy with the time, but I gave it my all, and that's all I can really do.
It's been a busy schedule for you here in Victoria. The 400 IM, when you set that Canadian record of 4:29, still the #1 time in the world at this point. Is there anything specific that you worked on for the 400 IM, or do you try and do it consistently across all 4 strokes?
Well, probably my weakest length would be breaststroke, so in practice I try to focus on improving that length in my 400 IM, but other than that I just try to be able to transition really quickly in between strokes.
Do you like swimming in front clear water, or do you like having someone next to you pushing you through the race?
I'd have to say I definitely like the racing, because I think racing brings the best out of everyone. It's a tough and close race, and you can really push it to the next level.
Well, there's going to be some fantastic races this summer, I'm sure. Congratulations, Summer McIntosh, national champion in the 400 IM.
Hey, let's go, Sienna!
And a great swim by McIntosh. She may have been 5 seconds over her time, her best time, and her Canadian record, but she still puts up the second fastest time in the world behind herself in this 400 IM, just showing the quality of performance and the quality of swimmer that is Summer McIntosh here this season. Up next, this is the junior final of the women's 400 meter individual medley. And off we go in the junior final. Swimming in lane number 4, top seed is unattached Nina Mullen. She was a 4:53.90. But I think you mentioned, Sarah, in that A final, half the field was juniors.
Yeah, we have 5 junior swimmers in the A final, and the third one was Catherine Hazel in 4:46. So that would be 7-second drop for Nina Mullen if she wants to get on the podium tonight.
So Mullen is going to have her hands full with this one to get onto the podium. She's 30.2 on her first 50 meters of butterfly. Solid outing for her, a little bit faster than she was this morning. She's been 4:49, so 4:46 is not outside the realm of possibility, but she's going to have to pick it up to get down to that time as she comes to the 100, 104.74. Solid outing on the first 100 meters of butterfly. Second is Sienna Angove swimming in lane number 8. And third currently Maya Benzanen in lane number 7 as they move on to the backstroke. And you just heard Summer critiquing her swim and where she's going to need to get better. And she talked about the same thing that you did, Sarah, and that's that breaststroke leg. And off they go for the first 50 meters of backstroke. 1:43.74 is split time for Mullen. She's 2 seconds better than she was this morning, so she obviously is having a much quicker race here tonight. And Angove in lane number 8 staying up with the leader, just a half second back, and she is having a great backstroke in lane number 8. You can see there on the bottom of the screen. She's coming in, and she is the leader now at 2:21.61. That's a great swim for Angove, 2 seconds better than she was this morning. She swims for the Kamloops Classic, swimming coached by Brad Dalkey. But Mullen having a great first 25 meters of breaststroke. Well, look at her pull away in the middle of the pool. Mullen split a 40.9 on her first 50 meters of breaststroke this morning.
Looking at the splits from the other swimmers, Mullen is definitely the better breaststroker in the pool right now, so I think she's going to be able to stay ahead.
And she was 3 seconds ahead of where she was this morning at the halfway point here at 3:02.68. Starting to gain even more ground. She could come very close to that personal best of hers of 4:49. 4:46 might still be a bit of a stretch, but she is getting down to where she needs to be to go under 4:50. And you can see Mullen driving here with just 15 meters of breaststroke left to go. before she turns onto the freestyle. Good breaststroke leg happening in lane number 2. Erin Epp. Erin Epp from Kelowna, gaining all sorts of ground here on the breaststroke. As we turn with 100 meters left to go, 3:44.15 for Molen. It's a little bit more than 3 seconds ahead of where she was this morning. Epp, who is second at 3:47.54. A little over a second faster than she was this morning. Epp was a 5-minute swim, which is nearly a 7-second drop from her entry time. She should be able to come close to cracking that 5-minute mark as it comes to the last wall, and it is Molen getting there way out in front, turning in 4:18.0, 33.90. It is going to be super tight to get under that 4:50 mark. She still looks like she's got energy to go here with 25 meters. Nina Molen in lane number 4. She's not slowed down on the arm. She's still got some white water on her feet, on the legs. And Nina Molen, 4:53 this morning, 4:53.90, winning the junior final, 4:51.21. A good swim in lane number 4. Second goes to Bailey O'Regan in lane number 5, 4:54.26. And third is going to go to lane number 6, Helena Saba. Time of 4:54.83. Good swimming in that 400 IM. As we finish off the ladies with our junior final in that event. And we get ready to move on to the men's 400 meter individual medley. This is going to be event number 46. And our first heat, you can see them standing there behind the blocks. This will be our B final. And off we go here in the B final. We do have another 4 national swimmers swimming in lane number 4. Kieran Watson from Denver University. He's the top seed in a 4:34.02. And as they get going here through the butterfly, we'll look to see where they are. It was 28.2 for Watson this morning. A little bit faster at 27.7. Second is Danilo Sosnovic in lane number 7 at 27.8, just a 10th back. It was right on his best time for Watson. In lane number 4, he has an entry time of 4:33.3, so he wasn't that far off this morning. As they come to the 100 wall, Watson was 004 this morning. Nearly this, a full second better at 59.3. Sosnovic is second in lane number 7 at 1:00.28. Third right now, it is lane number 1, Patrick McCloy, 1:01.04. Things are starting to change, though. There's all sorts of strategy that plays on each and every one of these swimmers' different strengths, isn't there, Sarah? And might see more emphasis on the fly, the back, the breast, depending on where those strengths lie.
The weakest swim is very often the breaststroke, so if they're better in butterfly and backstroke, they really have to make sure they go all out in the first 200 to stay ahead of everybody else and hopefully be far enough in front so that the breaststrokers don't catch up with them in the third 100.
And so we'll see where the strengths lie here in the middle of the pool as your race leader, Kieran Watson, comes to the halfway point, trying to stay ahead of Sosnovic in lane number 7 as that gap starts to close at the flags. It's Sosnovic and Watson. Keep your eye on lane number 3. Matt Ketchen is right there as well. It's 2:11.7, 2:12.2, 2:12.5, your top 3 at the halfway point. And it looks like Watson, one of those strengths is the breaststroke.
Looking at the splits from this morning, he did a 38 in the first 50 of the breaststroke. So I'm not sure anyone's going to be able to catch up. I think it looks like he's going to be able to hang on that first position.
Yeah, and we see some good breaststroke happening in lane number 3. Matt Ketchen is also having a strong breaststroke leg. He's gone from 3rd to 2nd now, a little bit over a second back. It was a 38-0 split for Watson, a 38-5 split for Ketchen. He's lost a little bit of ground, but not much. Moving into 3rd is Zach Duma in lane number 2 now. He had a 37-5 split on the first 50-meter breaststroke, outsplitting both Ketchen and Watson.
Maybe I spoke too fast.
Well, it looks like we've got a battle of almost 3 breaststrokers here in 2, 3, and 4. Race results are now going to be dependent on who's got the most left as they turn onto the freestyle. 3:29.2 is the split for Watson. He was a 1:03 on the end freestyle leg this morning. And then only 3 100 separate Duma and Ketchen in 2 and 3. They both went 3:30.3. But it looks like Ketchen has got the advantage here on the first 50 meters of freestyle. He's trying to close the gap on Watson, and he's doing a good job of it as Watson is breathing to the left. He doesn't see Ketchen. The gap is a little bit over a second, but Watson outsplitting by a couple tenths Ketchen as they turn on to the back end of this one. I'm thinking we're going to go a new best time for Watson. 4:33 was the entry time. He was 4:01.2. I think we might get a 4:31 high out of Watson as he comes to the finish. And he's not losing any ground. He is gaining at the touch. Watson, 4:31.97. New best time for him, second. Matthew Ketchen, 4:33.92, and third goes to lane number 5, Sebastian Gonzalez Barboza. His time, 4:35.55.
Looking at how strong Watson looked in that last 25 meters, I think he still had some energy in the tank. He would have been able to go even harder.
Yeah, it's always a delicate balancing act, isn't it? You want to be spent and exhaust that energy at the end of the wall, and not a meter too soon.
Still a personal best though, so I think he's still going to be very happy with that.
And there we go. We're going to have medal presentations coming up for both the A final and the top juniors in the women's 400-meter individual medley.
Attention to the awards podium area now for the presentation of the awards in the women's 400 individual medley.
C'est donc maintenant la remise de médaille pour le 400 mètres féminin.
Bronze medalist,
La médaille de bronze
from Etobicoke swimming, Ella Jensen. Silver medalist,
la médaille d'argent
from the Markham Aquatic Club, Tessa Chipluha. Gold medalist,
la médaille d'or,
national champion from Etobicoke swimming, Summer McIntosh.
Félicitations, Louis Daillé.
We'll now play the awards for the junior 400 individual medley.
Procédons maintenant à la remise à médaille du 400 mètres avec l'unité féminin junior.
Bronze medalist,
La médaille de bronze.
Attached Catherine Hazel. Silver medalist,
La médaille d'argent.
Etobicoke swimming, Ella Jensen. Gold medalist,
Et la médaille d'or.
National Junior Champion from Etobicoke swimming, Summer McIntosh. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations à Louis Daillé.
And we're back, and we're getting ready for the 400-meter individual medley. And we've got quite a setup here in the middle of the pool. Interestingly enough, Colin Gagne, the top seed in lane number 4, he is the American Collegiate NC2A Div 2 champion. He swam a 4:23.13, and beside him in lane number 5 is Jacob Gallant, who is 4:23.20, who's a Canadian U Sport swimming champion in this event. So a good matchup there in 4 and 5. And then our third qualifier, Lauren Wigington, is a junior from the University of Calgary. He's going to be swimming in lane number 3. He was 4:24.10. Benjamin Lowen. Oh, he had a hard double. There's a youngster, Wigington, demonstrating his power behind the blocks. Jacob Gallant from Fredericton. The second qualifier, 4:23.20, and the top seed right there, Colin Gagne, 4:23.13. Gagne's got a best time, 4:18.65. He did that at the trials last year. FINA qualifying standard in this event is a 4:17.48. And here we go. It's a good field and a fair number of juniors as well in this one.
We have Lauren Wigington, Benjamin Lowen, and Charlie Scalenda. So lane 3, 6, and 1 are all juniors.
And we'll look to see Gagne. He's already been a 4:19 this season. He had 4:19.4 in December at the U.S. Open. 26.97 on his first 50, out quick. Second, it is Benjamin Lowen. He's a strong butterflyer. We saw him up there yesterday in the 200-meter butterfly, 26.9 as well. Gallant sitting third at 27.5. Everybody's out much quicker than they were this morning. And Gagne taking control of this one as he comes to the 100 wall in 4:57.5. Looking pretty strong, a few tenths better than he was this morning. Second is Lowen still. Third is Gallant, and we'll look to see what they do on the back and then the breast.
Lowen just swam the 200 back and won the bronze medal in the junior category. So I think he used the 200 just as a warm-up for the 400 IM.
That's a heck of a warm-up, the 200-meter backstroke before the 400-meter individual medley. Gagne 33-0. He is on form. That is a full second and a half better than he split back at the trials on the backstroke. So he is looking very, very sharp. I think he has got the potential to get down to that qualifying standard at 4:17. We're going to look to see how he's paced that effort here as he comes to the halfway point. Want to see him under 2:05. And Gagne, look at this, 2:02.84, nearly 3 full seconds, then his fastest outing ever at the 200. Second, it is Lowen in 6, Gallant still in 3rd. They're a bit of a ways back. If anybody's got a chance of getting underneath that cut, it's certainly Gagne in 4. Nice negative split on that backstroke leg, 33.0, 32.2. A 105, it's almost 2 full seconds than he's ever split. Better than he's ever split on the backstroke. Let's see this first 50 breaststroke. 2:38.9. He's again 36.1. It's the fastest breaststroke he's ever put up on that first 50. I think he can feel the momentum, and he is driving really well on this one. Hopefully we can see a 4:15.
That would be a phenomenal drop.
Sorry, I had meant 3:15 at this wall. We'll see where he is. He's going to be right on it. He is 3:15.84. He's only got to come back better than a 1:01.6 to get underneath that cut. Another good 50 of breaststroke, 36.8. Second at is Gallant in lane number 5. Now moving into 3rd with a great breaststroke leg, the youngster Lauren Wigington in lane number 3. Okay, we should hopefully see Gagne at 3:46 or better at this wall. 3:47.5. He's got to come back in a 29 on this last 50. He's been there plenty of times before. Here comes Gallant in lane number 5. Like a motorboat in 5, trying to get up to Gagne. I don't think he's got enough room, but he needs a 29.9 on this 50 to get under 4:17.48. It's going to be so close for Colin Gagne. He's going to win the 400 IM in lane number 4. 4:17.82, just over that cut, but a lifetime best time, a great swim, and under the secondary standard of 4:20. And look at this, Gallant in lane number 5, a huge drop for him, down to 4:19.6, which is a 3-second drop for him. And look at the junior.
Wigington dropped
picking up a bronze medal in 4:21.83.
This morning was already a 5-second drop, and then another 3 tonight, so 8 seconds today.
That's a huge drop in the 400 IM, and a great swim for Wigington. Nice swim by Gagne in lane number 4. All 3 of those swimmers, this is great. Jacob Gallant, under 4:20, 4:19.6, best time by more than 3 seconds for him.
So, and Charlie Scalenda was a junior, and he was a 3rd junior in this heat at 4:30. So that's the time to beat for the next finalist if they want to get on the podium.
Well, if he's got the energy, I think we're going to hear from Colin Gagne. They don't jump out of the pool the same way at the end of the 400 IM like they do the 50s.
I'm surprised they can actually jump anywhere.
Colin Gagne, what a fantastic swim out of the Simon Fraser swimmer, adding this national championship
With your national
to
champion,
his title belt.
Colin Gagne, congratulations on the win here tonight, and you must be pretty excited to be under that secondary selection standard in the 400 IM.
Yeah, no, I can't be upset with that, but it would have been nice to get under the 8, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a few tenths off of that. Obviously, that was the target coming in. What was going through your mind on that final 50? Just get to that wall?
Yeah, I've never felt my muscles fall apart like that before, so I was really just trying to hold on to my stroke and keep moving, not let the other guys catch me.
Well, you did it. Got your hand on the wall first at 4:17.82. Pretty excited to be on the first senior national team heading off to Budapest this summer.
Yeah, for sure, and it wouldn't have been possible without my great teammates up there and at home, as well as my family, especially my mom who's watching at home right now.
Well, congratulations, Colin Gagnon, your national champion here tonight in the 400 individual medley. Back to the pool we go for our junior final in the men's 400 individual medley. Junior final.
Procédons maintenant à la finale junior du 400 mètres Q&A masculin.
And here we go, the third and final heat of the 400 IM. It is our junior final. And nice to see some big drops in that previous heat. We love to see that. And speaking of big drops, Tanner Cole in lane number 4, top seed in the junior final, took off 7 seconds this morning to go 4:35.91. He is in the middle of the pool representing the Olympian Swim Club.
He's going to need to drop another 5 seconds if he wants to get on that junior podium.
Well, we'll see what he can do. Leon Kim in lane number 3, 27.90 through the first 50 meters of butterfly. He's out much quicker than he was this morning. He's swimming for Hayak. And this morning, Kim swam a 4:42.52 to get into this junior final. It was right on his best time, within 0.3 of it. Now it's Kevin Zhang in lane number 2 taking over the lead as they come to the 100. Perhaps not, may have been a light touch, but 101.33 is a split for Sergei Chermachenko in lane number 5. Takes over the lead. Chermachenko this morning was a 440.61. Tanner Cole out in a 103.2. Did a couple tenths of where he was, and look at Cole in lane number 4 and all the ground he's gained on these first 30 meters of backstroke. He was 8th at the 100, and I think he's going to turn second or third here at the 150, turning third within striking distance of the leaders here after the first 50 meters of backstroke. And now 3 of them, 3, 4, and 5, coming to the wall together. Chermachenko in 5 with the advantage. But Tanner Cole right there as well. It's only 1/10 of a second separating these two. Cole had a great backstroke leg, 34.9 on that 50. Outsplit Chermachenko by a half second to be within 1/10 of him. And Cole just a little bit off where he was this morning at the halfway point. He was 2:11. So we'll look to see if he can gain some ground here on the breaststroke. He was a 40.6 on his first 50. Chermachenko 38.9, 40.0 for Cole. So he's a little bit quicker. But Chermachenko at 2:52.32. He is up and he is moving 3 seconds quicker in that split than he was here this morning. Moving up as well as Leon Kim in 3. And look at this, Justin Young in lane number 1, also gaining a bunch of ground on that first 50 meters of breaststroke. He had the fastest breaststroke leg, 38.7 on that 50. Chermanchenko from the Pacific Sea Wolves hitting the 300 at 3:31.12. 5-second drop from this morning. Chermanchenko has an entry time of 4:37. And with that split, I think we should be able to see him down at that, if not better. Lots of good energy there on this first 25 meters of freestyle. Cole is sitting in second in lane number 4. Third is Kim in 3 as it comes to the last wall as Chermanchenko in lane number 5, hitting it in a time of 4:03.0. It's on pace for a 4:34 here, maybe 4:33. See what he's got left. He does look like that stroke rate is still up. Plenty of energy left there on the legs with 25 meters left to go. Cole being challenged by Kim in 3. But this one is going to go to the Pacific Sea Wolves, Sergei Chermanchenko in lane number 5, 440.61 this morning and winning the junior final 4:34.52. A new personal best for him. He had his hand on the wall first. Second, it is Tanner Cole in lane number 4, 4:38.23. And third, Leon Kim from Hayak, sitting in lane number 3, 4:38.83.
Not quite fast enough to get to the junior podium in this event, but still phenomenal swims for these swimmers.
Well, we had some phenomenal swims from the juniors in that A final, including Lauren Wigington, who got onto the podium in 4:21. A great swim out of a youngster from the University of Calgary. Coached by Carl Simonson, part of that program there.
Lorsque nous pensons au sport et à la nourriture, nous pensons souvent qu'à la nutrition. Mais c'est plus que cela. C'est notre façon de nous connecter avec nos proches après nos déplacements. De nous entraîner de nombreuses heures pour devenir meilleurs. Notre façon de montrer à une personne que nous nous soucions d'elle et prendre soin de nous. C'est plus que de la simple nourriture. C'est une source d'énergie. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada alimentent fièrement les nageurs canadiens depuis 2013.
And we're back, and our next event is event 347. This is a women's 150-meter individual medley. It's a para multi-class event, and Sarah, it's a unique event. This is the only event on the swimming schedule that is 150 meters long.
Yeah, and I was pretty sad when I was swimming. This was not an event I could swim as an SM8, but it would have been the perfect race for me. So they only swim the backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle, so they skipped the butterfly entirely.
And so unique to this category for para swimmers, no butterfly. It's a 50 meters of backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. And we had some good results this morning, didn't we?
Yeah, we had Nikki Enns, who's going to be swimming in lane number 5, who broke the Canadian record this morning.
So Enns breaking Canadian record in the S3 category. She was a 4:32.83.
And she was way under that MQS of 4:44.83. And we also have Ali Van Wyksmart in lane number 3, who was at 4:40 under that qualifying standard. And then Jordan Tucker was not under the MQS, but she was still pretty solid personal best of almost 8 seconds.
Some good drops by our swimmers in the 150-meter individual medley. 2 under the MQS, 1 under the Canadian record. And so off we go in this one. Once again, it is an individual medley race, but there is no butterfly in this class for our para swimmers. They'll swim 50 meters of backstroke, 50 meters of breaststroke, and 50 meters of freestyle.
Since this is a multi-class event, the time doesn't matter. It's not the first person to touch the wall. It's the swimmers with the highest score who will get on the podium. But this morning, it just so happened that the time and score matched. So we had in first place Jordan Tucker. She was the fastest time and the highest score this morning. But it was all pretty close. So we could see some changes here tonight.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, but I don't think any one of these swimmers is in the same categories. 3 different categories in the water. Is that correct?
Nikki Enns and Ali Van Wixmark are both SM3, and then Jordan Tucker is SM4.
So there we go. 2 different categories in the pool. First to the wall after the backstroke, lane number 4 is Jordan Tucker, 107.75.
2 full seconds, not too full, but almost 2 seconds faster than she was this morning.
So a good start to her race. Nikki Enns in lane number 5. As we mentioned, she broke the Canadian record. This morning she was a 1:11.30, and here she is 1:10.0, so already a bit faster than she was this morning in preliminaries. That Canadian record could be in jeopardy again. We didn't catch the split time for Ali Van Wixmark. Looks like the board didn't fire properly. So Van Wixmark and Enns in lanes 3 and 5, swimming in the same category here in our multi-class event. Jordan Tucker out in front in lane number 4, representing the Guelph Marlins. She was the fastest swimmer by time, fastest, as Sarah mentioned, also by points, in 3:57.43. And Tucker this morning was a 2:55.18. She split 1:45.81 in the breaststroke. And she's coming to the 100 wall. And 2:50.54, 5 seconds ahead of where she was.
I think she's trying to go for that MQS. She was 7 seconds over this morning, but she's already 5 seconds faster after the first 100. So if she can come back in faster than 1:00, she's going to be right on that MQS.
So pretty much on pace to get down there. We'll see what she's got left on the freestyle. Nikki Enns, keep your eye on the clock, 3:03.41. That is nearly 5 seconds better than she was this morning. It's 4.5 better than she was this morning at that end of the breaststroke. She's got the freestyle left. Her Canadian record could be in jeopardy. It was a 4:32.83. It's going to be Jordan Tucker, though, coming to the wall. And we'll see how close she is to that MQS as Tucker comes to the wall and hits it in a time of 3:50.79.
Barely missed it by 0.3 of a second, but phenomenal swim from her.
Just off of that split, a 0:02 on that last 50 meters of freestyle, 2 seconds better. She did everything she could to get down to that time, and she did manage to make some big drops on the day, coming from a sea time of 4:05 down to 3:50. And Nikki Enns, again, keep your eye on the clock, 4:32.83. And look at this, further 6 seconds off of her Canadian record to go 4:26.74. A great swim by her. And into the wall, 3rd and 3, Ali Van Wixmark, 4:44.04, just off of where she was. But in for 3rd here in our women's 150-meter individual medley multi-class para event.
But this morning was a 10-second drop for Ali, so that was still a great day.
Her second fastest time ever. That's not too shabby. After this, we're going to have our awards for the men's 400-meter individual medley now. So again, some good drops in the 150 IM. Another Canadian record for Nikki Enns. I think we're going to get a chance to hear from... No, it looks like actually we are going to hear from Nikki Enns, but unfortunately she was disqualified in that race. So that will not be another Canadian record. Great swim nonetheless.
We'll grab a word this evening with Nikita Enns down far into the pool after that 150 freestyle. Nikita, a great swim this morning to break the Canadian record of 4:32.83. Was the record a target that you had coming in here tonight?
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, it feels pretty good to improve. Large thank you to coaches and teammates and support staff.
Have you had a good time here in Victoria over the first 5 days of these trials?
I'm having a great time here. Yeah.
What do we have coming up for you after this meet when you get home? You're going to go back in the pool and start training towards the international events this summer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into the pool and training with the local team there.
Well, congratulations on your performances here this week so far. Nikita Enns, South Ladies. We'll direct your attention to the awards podium area for the presentation of the awards in the men's 400 individual medley.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de médailles du 400 mètres équipé masculin.
Bronze medalist.
La médaille de bronze.
University of Calgary, Lauren Wigington. Silver medalist.
La médaille d'argent.
Fredericton Aquarons, Jacob Gallant. Gold medalist. Et le médaillé d'or. National champion Simon Fraser Aquatics, Colin Gagne. Congratulations, swimmers.
Félicitations aux médaillés.
We'll now present the awards for the junior 400 individual medley.
Procédons maintenant à la remise de médailles du 400 QNI masculin junior.
Bronze medalist.
La médaille de bronze.
From Crest Swimming, Charlie Scalenda. Silver medalist.
La médaille d'argent.
Crest Swimming, Benjamin Lowen. Gold medalist.
La médaille d'or.
National Junior Champion, University of Calgary, Lauren Wigington.
Congratulations, swimmers. Félicitations aux médaillés.
Well, unfortunately, Nikki Enns was disqualified in that last heat. I'm sure she'll get another chance at that one later to lower that Canadian record. So the Canadian record will stick at 4:32.83, which is the time that she did this morning in the prelims. Our next event is event 349. This is the women's 200-meter individual medley in the multi-class para category.
Pretty packed heat final. I mean, so we have Aurélie Rivard, Angela Marina, and Tess Rutley, who are all Canadian record holders in their own categories. And Tess was also a silver medalist in Rio. She was supposed to be in Tokyo, but she was injured a little before the meet, so she had to pull out. But she's been looking pretty good this week.
So Routliff on the comeback trail. We'll see the University of Laval swimmer in lane number 7. There's Aurélie Rivard, a decorated Paralympian. And off we go in this one. Rivard in lane number 4 from CNQ. She is the top seed by time at 2:37.68. As we've mentioned all week long, though, the final rankings, the final places are determined by para points and not by time, as this is a multi-class event. So a number of different categories represented in the pool right now as they make their way down the pool on the butterfly. Rivard this morning, he was out pretty quick at 33.23. But it's 32.99. Katie Cosgriff swimming in lane number 6. Cosgriff this morning put down a 2:47.48 time. And as Sarah mentioned, lots of good swims here this morning in the 200 IM.
This morning, the top 3 by points were all the SM7 girls, so Tess Rutliffe, Camille Berube, and Danielle Doris. They were all within a second of each other, so it's going to be a pretty tight race. And then we had Aurélie, who was 4th in point, but she was pretty close, so it's anyone's game on the podium tonight.
And I think that we've got Berube swimming in lane number 1, Routliff in 7, and Doris in 8. And as we mentioned, they were within 0.6 of each other, and they were the top 3 on points. So likely the winner between those 3 in 1, 7, and 8 will end up on the top of the podium, but we'll wait and we'll see what those final results is. It is Rivard in lane number 4 leading the way. She was 1:13.1 at the split. A little bit faster than she was this morning. She's going to need to be a little bit quicker, gain some ground on our swimmers in 1, 7, and 8 as she wants to contend for the gold medal in this event.
So far, they're all looking faster than this morning. So it's still anyone's game.
And Rivard was a 2:01.29 this morning. Here she is at 1:59, under the 2 minutes before she turns onto the freestyle. Second is Van Dyke in lane number 5 at 2:02.1. And Angela Marina in 3 at 2:03.27. And we're having a great freestyle leg in 3, 4, and 5. Rivard way out in front.
Rivard is a very good 400 free swimmer, so she's very good in the second half of the races.
And we should see her edge down towards her entry time at 2:28, 2:34.83. A good 3-second drop for Rivard to be the top fastest swimmer at the end of this race. Second is Van Dijk in 5, and Marina third in 3. Well, we've got lanes 1, 7, and 8 coming now, and it's Tess Routliffe. Once again, the swimmer had unfortunate injury just before the Tokyo Paralympic Games, had to come off the team. She's going to get to the wall first, 3:08.0 this morning, and at 3:04.62, I believe that is, correct me if I'm wrong, the second fastest time in the world in this category.
A fantastic swim from Routliffe, and then Danielle Doris was also maybe half a second faster than she was this morning, and then Berube was right where she was this morning. So we might see some changes in the order on the podium, but everybody had pretty great swims.
So a good women's 200-meter individual medley for our para multi-class swimmers. Next up is going to be, I believe we're going to get a post-race interview from Tess Routliffe.
And it looks like the board shows the order by points, so it will be Tess Routliffe in first, and then Aurélie Rivard second, and Camille Berube in third.
So Rivard manages to squeak in there and get onto the podium in second. Here's your race winner, Tess Routliffe.
Tess Routliffe, the 200 individual medley. Congratulations on 3:04.62. Happy with that time at this point in the season?
I'm really happy with that time. We had a rough year and we've been working really hard, and we didn't expect to be this fast at this meet, so I'm really happy.
A good stepping stone to be ahead of where you thought you would be heading into the busy summer season as well.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me a lot of confidence in the summer.
How has it been being back in racing? You've heard how much people are really enjoying being back at a swim meet.
Yeah, it's honestly been almost 3 years since I've been at a meet this big, so I'm loving being able to race again.
Do you have anything else tomorrow, or is this it for you here at Rome?
I'm done.
Time to celebrate. Well, congratulations on a great swim here, and thank you for joining us here at Victoria. Final event. Please welcome to the deck the championship final of the men.
And a great comeback for Tess Routliffe here to win this one at the National Championships. She makes her way back onto the international scene. Here come the men. Event number 350. And Nick Bennett has been having a heck of a week. Had a good swim this morning in this 2:11.35 preliminary swim.
So it was a personal best new Canadian record for him. So it seems like every single time Nick Bennett jumps in the pool, he breaks a new Canadian record.
Well, Bennett has been on fire, and this 200-meter individual medley was no different. See what we get out of these swimmers coming up here next. And we looked at the points. It was Bennett who, on time he was ahead, and also on points, and on points by a fair margin.
Yeah, by almost 200 points, so way, way ahead of everybody else.
So here we go now, the start of the men's 200-meter individual medley in our para multi-class category. And off we go in this one. Like we said, Sarah, it was a 2-second drop for Bennett. Elliott was a little bit off his time. He's got an entry time of 2:14.6. He was 2:19. He's the second qualifier in 5.
He was still under that MQS though. In his category, that would be 2:29.21. So he has quite a bit of wiggle room.
And here goes Bennett, 27.55, a strong first 50, right where he was this morning. Elliott turned second at 28.58. He's a little bit quicker. Third right now is Connor Bissett from the Olympians in lane number 3. Bissett at 30.19. A strong outing for him, better than he was this morning. Getting up and motivated here for the final, as is Bennett, the race leader in 4. Let's see where he is. He was a 102.80 this morning at the 100 here. 101.57. Wow. It looks like he is chasing down his own record that he beat by 2 seconds this morning, going 2:11.35, 101.57. Out very quickly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's going for it, as he has been all week.
And Elliott turned in second at 1:04.1, almost a second faster than he was this morning, so he's having a good race as well. He should be able to edge down to that 2:14.6 entry time of his. As we come to the wall, we want to see Bennett under 140, 139.0. That is almost a full second and a half better than this morning. Look at his breaststroke split, 37.4. Elliott turns at 145.3, also faster than he was this morning. We want to see Bennett down under 2:11.35, 15 meters left to go. It looks like he's going to do it. And Nick Bennett, Raven Song at the touch. 2:10.22, another Canadian record. Second it is Elliott in lane number 5, 2:17.99. And I think we're going to have Connor Bissett coming in for third in lane number 3. And Bissett this morning, 2:34.28. And tonight at the wall, 2:33.25.
Third in point this morning was Philippe Vachon, and he was at 2:42.75 this morning, and he just swam at 2:35.37.
A huge drop for Vachon in 2.
And almost under his personal best of 2:34. So not quite yet, but almost. But he's got time until the summer to get down to under his 2:34.
So lots of these swimmers well underneath the qualifying standard for the summer, getting ready for that Para World Championships.
Quelques mots ici avec Félix Cahouette du groupe de la nation Samac. Alors Félix, comment ça a été ta course ce soir?
C'était encore un restant de ce matin. Puis ils sont du temps pour le championnat du monde. C'est bien.
Donc tu es très content? Oui, j'ai remarqué que c'est un meilleur temps ce matin, un meilleur temps encore ce soir. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait de différent entre ta course ce matin et ce soir?
J'avais une bonne race sur le dernier 50. Puis j'essayais de toucher le mur avant là.
Mais ça a fonctionné. Tu as un meilleur temps, tu es content. Il te reste parce que tu courses le demain. Alors bonne chance au 100 d'eau et puis félicitations sur une belle course.
Merci.
And there we go. That was our last race of the evening. Men's 200-meter individual medley in the para multi-class category. We have award presentations now taking place down at the far end of the pool.
We'll let the process play out, and then we will present those awards possibly tomorrow.
I hear the announcer saying that there is a protest, obviously, for that disqualification in the 150-meter individual medley that impacted Nikki Enns, so there will be no awards presentations in that event tonight. As we move on to the women's 200-meter individual medley.
We're going to present the awards for the women's multi-class 200 individual medley.
Passons maintenant à la remise de médaille du 200 mètres QLI féminin para.
Bronze medalist,
La médaille de bronze. De natation Gatineau, Camille Bérubé. La médaille d'argent.
Silver medalist.
Club de natation Région de Québec, Aurélie Rivard. Et la médaille d'or.
Gold medalist.
Rouge et or, Université Laval, Tess Woodley.
Congratulations, Lord. We'll now present the awards for the men's multi-class 200 individual medley.
Présentons les médailles du 200 mètres QNI masculin par bas.
La médaille de bronze, bronze medalist.
Club de natation Mégapias, Philippe Vachon.
Silver medalist.
La médaille d'argent.
From Club National Quebec, Alexander Elliott. Gold medalist.
La médaille d'or.
National champion with a Canadian record time of 2:10.22, Ravenslock Club, Nicholas Bennett. Congratulations, Lord.
Félicitations aux médaillés.
That concludes our session here on the inaugural night of the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. I'd like to thank all of our officials and volunteers for their assistance with tonight's session and invite them to leave the pool deck area at this time.
Nous remercions tous nos bénévoles. Ceci met un terme à notre session de ce soir. Il nous reste une session qui débutera demain. La période des réchauffements est à 7h30. On se redonne rendez-vous.
One more day to go. We have one more day remaining. Tomorrow on Sunday, we hope you have a wonderful evening in the Victoria area.
And so here we are with the wrap-up of the night. It was day 5 finals and plenty of great action in the pool.
Absolutely great swims from in every single event. We saw a lot of personal best, a couple new swimmers on the team as well.
And a couple Canadian records.
Oh, yeah,
well,
absolutely.
At least one and maybe another, right?
One official, one that might be official tomorrow. So Canadian record in the men's 200 IM SM14 category by Nick Bessette. And then Nick Bennett, I mean.
Yeah, he took 3 seconds off of his old
that
record.
was
So, yeah,
fantastic.
It was great. Yep.
And then Nikki Hans was DQ'd. That is being protested. So we'll know tomorrow if she has a new record or not. But her time this morning was already a Canadian record. So we'll just know if she had a second one tonight.
So we'll wait and we'll see the result of that protest of the disqualification. The award ceremony in the 150 IM was delayed because of that. We let that play out its natural course. But also some exciting swimming. In the other events, we saw new swimmers, as you mentioned, get onto the team. The 400 IM, one heck of a race. Colin Gagne, new lifetime best, and just by a hair,
he missed that automatic qualifying standard, but he was under the secondary one.
Yeah, so absolutely phenomenal swim from him. And it was, all the guys did a great job, but Colin, wow, that was just fantastic.
And Summer McIntosh, even though she didn't go her best time, which was 4:29, it's the world's junior record, it's a Canadian record a month ago, the 4:34 that she put up to win, it's still the second fastest time in the world.
That just shows how good she truly is.
Absolutely.
Even without doing her best, she's still in the top in the world.
And so now we come to our wrap and the Bell swim of the day. And we had a hard time choosing this one, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, it was a close call today.
And so we have a runner-up.
Yeah, so we have Lauren Wigginton in the 400 IM. It was such a great swim from him. He dropped how many seconds again?
I think it was. 8 seconds on the day.
So he was third in the A final despite being a junior swimmer. So fantastic swim. But we had to go with another swimmer for
We went
the
to
bell.
another swimmer, and he's going to be a rookie on the men's team at World Championships. He went under the secondary cut in the 200-meter backstroke, 158.72, and it was?
Richard Stokes.
Richard Stokes, you're absolutely right, from the University of Calgary Swim Club. He was third last year at the Olympic trials when he swam a 159.5, but today he won the event, 158.7, just over that automatic qualifying standard, but under the secondary cut, so he should get nominated for the team. Pretty exciting for that young man.
Oh, yeah, and the first time being on the senior team, so that was a phenomenal swim, phenomenal performance, and yeah, well-deserved gold medal.
Very exciting day number 5.
Yeah.
And so we've got one more day to go here. It'll be day 6 tomorrow. It's going to be Sunday at the Saanich Commonwealth Place. So please join Sarah and myself here at the 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials tomorrow. One more day of racing to go.
The 2022 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials is brought to you by... Les essais canadiens de natation Bell 2022 vous sont présentés par The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada, Speedo, your trusted swim partner from your first splash through every stroke. Speedo, votre partenaire de natation de confiance de votre premier saut dans l'eau à chaque traction. All Tides, proud to support Canadian swimming. All Tides, fier de soutenir la natation canadienne. Marriott Bonvoy, 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, official hotel sponsor of Swimming Canada. Marriott Bonvoy, 30 marques d'hôtels, d'innombrables expériences, commanditaire officiel de Natation Canada.